So when this short film, I think it's a great initiative to spread the word out there, and I'm very happy that everybody will get to see this short film. I'd love to see the short film with all of you, and I wish her all the very best. And I think at the end of the day, we're always the last person to take care of ourselves. And again, my mother is very motherly to everybody else except for herself. She's always the last one to go to bed, the first one to wake up in the morning, and she's always thinking about something else. If there's no reason to be worried about, she's worried that, oh my God, I don't have anything to worry about. I guess that's women, right? So mothers, let me put it that way. So then I think something like this will at least start something somewhere in women that if we are not going to take care of ourselves, then who else is going to do it, right? So congratulations, and I'm so happy to be here. What a real pleasure to see this room full of beautiful women and lots of good-looking men. Thank you very much for being here. When we thought about this movement, this Women2Women movement, we had a very short wish list of whom we wanted to headline this movement. Actually, there was only one name on that very short wish list, and that was Padma Bhushan, Miss Kiran Mazumdar Shah, and so our wish came true. She stands for everything actually this movement stands for: innovation, strength of women, courage, brilliance, a visionary, someone ahead of her time, and absolutely someone who believes in this cause of advancing women's health. We also know, we have heard a lot about Madam Kiran Mazumdar Shah this morning and this afternoon, but Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world, not women, people in the world. And she truly is. The President of India has conferred on her the Padma Shri and then the Padma Bhushan. So really honored to have a brilliant woman like her headlining this. On a personal note, I met with her in May to invite her for this program, and just after a very brief, probably 10 minutes of presentation about this, her only response was, "We'll do it, Doc." And then we just had to find a date, and then the rest is history, as we all know. And even during that meeting I had with her then and this afternoon at lunchtime, I'm still completely amazed by her depth of knowledge, how clued in she is about this whole diabetes problem in our country. From research in the area, she mentioned a research paper that just barely came out, and I don't think any of my medical colleagues are up on it. She knew about that. So from research to what is going on in the country in terms of regulatory affairs, what is happening with gestational diabetes, how we can overcome this problem, and how can we motivate our people to adhere to treatment, and why is it that they have trouble sticking on to their regimen, and what can we do to prevent this problem. So I'm just saying that the depth of her knowledge and the breadth of her knowledge completely amazes us, and we think she's the perfect person to launch this program. And her agreeing to be here, first I have to tell you, I'm the object of envy in this country now. Everyone that I know keeps telling me, how did she agree to come? How did you get her? So I just think all the stars were aligned perfectly for me, and she has agreed to come. So we're really delighted that she's here, and I welcome Kiran to give her chief guest address. We call her the Woman of Honor.
Starting with women, young women at puberty, pregnant women with gestational diabetes, and adult women who have full-blown diabetes or even early stage type 2 diabetes. I think it's extremely important for us to really understand the importance of why we need to look at this, because I personally believe that women affected with diabetes actually have a very important socio-economic aspect which we need to understand. Because diabetes, as you know, has both the burden of the disease and the financial burden coupled with it. Now, in women's case, I mean, gestational diabetes is a very, very important aspect, where pregnant women, 1 in 6 in India, actually are prone to gestational diabetes. And gestational diabetes itself has a very, very serious impact on the fetus and on the mother. And it is known that 50% of women who suffer from gestational diabetes during pregnancy, if it is not managed post-natal, then what happens is that the 50% of them develop full-blown diabetes within 10 years. And that really becomes a huge, again, burden, a disease burden and a financial burden for the country and for the families. Diabetes is on the rise per se, but yes, in certain societies, especially in urban India, yes, I think because of our sedentary lifestyles, because of our diet, yes, there is a alarming increase in diabetes, and women tend to be in urban India far more sedentary than men, and therefore the incidence of diabetes seems to be much more on the rise amongst women than men. We already have our recombinant human insulin and insulin glargine in the market today, not just in India but in several overseas markets. We are developing insulin analogues with Mylan, who is our development and commercialization partner, and with them we are developing the first insulin analog glargine, which is being developed for global commercialization, and this particular product is about to enter phase 3 trials shortly, and the other two, the Aspart and the Lispro, are also going to be entering the clinic fairly soon. Oral insulin is at the moment undergoing a number of early clinical trials to establish mechanism of action, and we also plan to start a much larger trial to establish efficacy, and that will hopefully take another few years, and if we are lucky and if the data looks good, then it could see this product enter a market like India. I think the response to Alzumab has been phenomenal. It is far beyond our expectations. I think there's been a very positive uptake of this molecule because psoriasis is a huge problem in India, and I think we've seen a very strong response from the doctors, and every day since we've launched this product, patients are being infused with Alzumab. There's a lot of ongoing research, and of course we are also entering into partnering discussions for licensing this molecule globally because it is a first-in-class drug. This is the world's first anti-CD6 antibody. That's why it's very exciting.
In school or college, or they are young working professionals, or if it's an adult woman, I mean, they all seem to be prone to these problems which arise from changing lifestyles and stressful situations which many young professionals face. So what we want to do is, and one of the reasons why we decided to have this launch and invite a lot of the women leaders and gatekeepers and professionals is so that we can then now start partnering with them on our strategies. For example, we know that, as Madam said, women with gestational diabetes go on to develop frank type 2 diabetes. Something like 50% of them will become diabetic within 5 to 10 years. And the heavier they are, older they are, they have a strong family history, the greater the chance and sooner they will become diabetic. But once they have the baby, many of these women don't come back for follow-up. So as part of this, one of the big programs that we are launching is actually trying to link up their follow-up with immunization. See, they take their babies for vaccination, but they don't go for follow-up. So we are going to work with the pediatricians and the Indian Academy of Pediatrics and get these mothers to be screened for diabetes after they have the baby. So that's one. Then we are going to work with colleges and school principals on changing cafeteria menus, giving more physical activity time, and then rewarding any behavior that is health promotion linked. So like this we want to take it to the different target groups.
I think another important aspect of this movement is probably focusing on prevention, education and prevention. Yes, we have patients who have inherent issues, particularly women dealing with various stages of their life, puberty, pregnancy, postpartum, menopause and so on. But if we can postpone or prevent or catch patients when they are pre-diabetic and address that, and that would do a whole lot in terms of empowering our women in preventing diabetes. And I think the reason I say this is we see younger and younger women thinking about pregnancy, having a checkup and finding out that they are diabetics. So, and many women enter into pregnancy not knowing they have diabetes. So I think prevention should be an important aspect of this movement, and I think that will do a lot good. Yes, we have excellent tools for management and monitoring, which we can use in these women to effectively control so that they don't end up having complications. I think education is an important aspect, particularly because it's a lifestyle disease, and we have to start from young adolescent girls and keep going up.